business is the organ of the society, it has to fulfill its social responsibility. It cannot just avoid it, because if it has to stay in the society, it has to keep the society happy also. Now there are various kinds of social responsibility. What are those kinds? Economic social responsibility, legal social responsibility, ethical social responsibility, and discretionary social responsibility. These are the 4 kinds of social responsibility a business needs to fulfill. What is economic social responsibility? The responsibility of the business to produce good quality of goods, to provide better services at right cost, does not exploit the consumers, and to sell at a bit of profit, so that when business will earn profit, it will expand. When it will expand, it will create employment opportunities, it will give job to more of the people, utilization of resources will be more. So this is an economic responsibility of a business, that it produce goods and services in good quality, in good quantity, and it fulfills the need of the society. That is, the goods and services which are produced are actually required by the society and not just are just a waste or a burden on the society. So such goods have to be produced and they have to be sold, and the business should earn profit. That is again its social responsibility, because when business will not earn profit, it will not expand, and it will not expand, it will not create opportunities for various sectors. So for that, economic responsibility is required. Legal responsibility means there are so many laws in the country which are governing the business. There are so many laws which are governing the society. There are criminal laws and various sorts of business laws are there. So all those has to be kept in mind. Business had to adhere with those provisions which are in those laws, so that there is no unnecessary government intervention, there is no problem in the society, no criminal activities are taking place from the part of the business. All those has to be kept in mind. Ethical responsibility means there are areas in which there are not laws. For example, there are religious sentiments of the people, and law does not define how a religion should operate, how a religion should act, and how a business should act in consideration with those religions. But then those are the social standards of the society. A business should not hurt the religious sentiments of the people. So this is a kind of an ethical responsibility, that in areas where there are no laws prescribed, where actually there are not any laws, still in those areas the behavior of the business should be such which is expected by the society and not against any religion or not against the sentiments of the people. Discretionary social responsibility means the voluntary obligations which the business undertakes. That is, again here nothing is defined, nothing is said. It is just on the part of the business that okay, they undertake charity, they help the needy, they start organizations which are helping the people who are actually in need. They are like say for example donating in certain orphanage or certain areas. So all these are the voluntary obligations which a business should undertake. So these are all the kinds of social responsibilities. Now, social responsibility of a business is towards various groups, various interest holders. So you can say a business has to fulfill its social responsibility towards first its shareholders, its workers, consumers, and to the government. various areas towards which a business has to fulfill its social responsibility. These are the various areas where business has to look after its social responsibility. To these people, it has to fulfill the social responsibility. Now, for shareholders, what is the social responsibility business has to undertake? It has to give fair return to the shareholders. That is, whatever the shareholders are investing in the business, they should get good profit out of it. They should get better return for their investment, which should be regular, and it should not be that business cheats its shareholders. All what is being earned, what is the contribution of the shareholders, what shareholders actually deserve should be given to them in accurate manner and regularly and as per the growth of the business. And also, it is the social responsibility of the business that business works to grow so that shareholders can get more and more benefits out of the business. Towards the worker, what is the social responsibility? Providing employment opportunities, providing better working conditions, providing good wages. When profit is more, providing bonus, giving the share from bonus is the share from the profit. So all those has to be given to the workers, safeguarding the rights of the workers. All these is the social responsibility for the workers. For the consumers, it is necessary for the business to provide right quality goods in right quantity at right price to the consumers. Knowing about the consumer rights, safeguarding the consumer rights, all that has to be undertaken by the business. And against government, what is the social responsibility? Business should respect the laws of the country. It should adhere to the laws of the country. It should pay taxes. The tax should not be avoided, and it should be at the right time and right manner. And again, business should work for the betterment of the environment, protection of the environment, controlling pollution of the environment. All this is to be seen. So this is all the people to whom the business has to fulfill the social responsibility. We have been talking about business and its social responsibility. And one of the main social responsibility of a business is to protect the environment. So the next topic is business and environment protection. What is environment first of all? Whatever is around us in totality, that is called environment. Now environment can be all the natural resources, all the natural things around us, plus man-made things around us. That is the environment for a business. So you can say totality of the surroundings include both natural and man-made things, is the environment for the business. And business is getting both natural and man-made resources for its utilization. And when business is getting all these resources from the environment, then it is the responsibility of the business, not only prime responsibility of the business, but also its need to protect the environment. Because if business is not going to protect the environment and this environment gets deteriorated day by day, the quality of resources that the business will get from this environment will be also inferior. So for that reason, a business has to maintain the environment. So for that reason, it has to protect the environment. Well, how does environment is deteriorating? Because of those industrial activities business undertakes. Say for example, smoke is released in the air or waste is dumped in the water. All these things deteriorate the environment. And in industrial cities like Jaipur, Delhi, Kanpur, in all such cities, this degradation of environment is higher than the other cities. So for that, the business has to look after. Now, when we are saying that the environment is deteriorated, how is this deteriorated? What is the reason it is deteriorated? Because all those things from the factories like smoke and waste or materials, dirty water, all that is emitted out of the factories in the respective areas, like water is emitted in the rivers, smoke is emitted in the air, and so on. So all that undesirable things are emitted by the factories in the environment. So you can say that is polluting the environment. Now what is pollution? Pollution is injection of harmful and undesirable substances in the environment, which business is injecting in the environment. So all these waste cannot be evitable. These are all inevitable. That is, you cannot just avoid the waste altogether. If a factory is running, machineries are running, say for example the coal is being burned in the factory to run the machinery, the smoke will automatically come out, or water is required for certain process, then all the water is not utilized. Maybe for washing purpose the water is required, so the water after the washing which is left is now a dirty water with all those harmful substances. So again, that water cannot be avoided. When you need it for washing purpose, you need it. So what we are trying to say here is that a waste cannot be avoided altogether, but yes, if business tries, it can minimize the waste. So that is what is how the business can protect the environment, that is to minimize the waste or to recycle the wastage before releasing the things in the environment, to recycle them efficiently so that it does not harm the environment altogether. So this is how business can protect the environment, and this is how pollution can be avoided. Now what are the causes of pollution? Because before you want to avoid pollution taking place, you need to know what are the causes why the pollution is there in the environment. What causes the pollution? So there are certain causes of a pollution. We know that there are various sectors in the society like industrial sector, agricultural sector, primary, secondary. All these sectors are working, and then obviously they generate some waste. At the end of the process, there is some residue in each and every sector. So we know that all sectors of society are producing or generating certain waste while they are working. Now, that waste contains certain pollutants, and these pollutants which are released in the environment and then the environment is not able to assimilate or to break down those substances into simpler form so that they do not harm the environment or the human beings or animals or plants beyond the capacity of assimilation of the environment. That is, all those waste which contain pollutants, and those pollutants which are beyond the assimilation capacity of the environment cause the pollution. Those pollutants or those waste products which are within the capacity of the environment to assimilate will not cause pollution, because they will be assimilated into simpler substances and they will be their harmful effects will be reduced. But when they are beyond that capacity, it will hamper the environment. And when we are talking about various sectors releasing the waste in the environment, the main sector is being the industry. The industry contributes the most in ejecting these waste in the environment. So this is how a pollution is caused. Now there are various types of pollution. What are these types of pollution? Air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution, and land pollution. These are the various types of pollution, and how have we segregated pollution in different types? If air's quality is being deteriorated, if
pollutants are released in air, that is called air pollution. So this is on that manner, on that basis we have found out various kinds of pollution. Now, when we are talking about air, all those undesirable and harmful substances which are released in air beyond its assimilation capacity, air pollution is caused, and mainly it is caused due to carbon monoxide, released by the vehicles, emitted by the vehicles or the automobiles from this smoke, in their smokes, that cause air pollution. And another is the smoke which is released from the factories and the plants. These are the main pollutants of air. And when air is polluted, what are the harmful effects of such air pollution? Obviously the air gets harmful which we breathe in. Various diseases relating to our respiratory system is caused to us. Apart from that, the major problem which is being faced today is of global warming. Because of the air pollution, the hole is being created in the ozone layer, and due to the hole in the ozone layer, global warming is taking place. So, air pollution has one of the major harmful effects, that is of global warming. Next comes the water pollution. What is water pollution? When harmful substances and undesirable substances are mixed in water, are emitted in water, water gets polluted and then water pollution is caused. Now, what are the things that can be released in water? All those chemicals which are being used in the industries, they might get mixed in the water which the industry is releasing, and then that water is when released in some streams or rivers or lakes, that area is polluted. And when a river carries that water ahead, the water ahead is again polluted. So this is how water is polluted. Apart from chemicals, if all the wastes are being dumped, solid waste we are talking about, all those solid waste if we dump in the water, then again water is being polluted. And what are the harmful effects of water pollution? Harmful effects of water pollution are like the water animals which live in that water die, the animals which drink that water die, human beings which come into contact with that water may catch various diseases, or at times even if they drink it without recycling the water and purifying the water, then they also can die. So it is threats to not only human life but also to animals and plant kingdom. Then next comes the noise pollution. Noise pollution is when lots of noise is being in the environment. That noise may be for running of factories or of vehicles and of whatever things may release the noise. Now these noise are not only irritation for the people who are listening to it. Apart from that, they may cause various health hazards. High volumes can cause brain problems. All that can be a problem in certain to people who are living or residing beside that noise polluted area. So again, that is it also has certain problems. And what is land pollution? When waste is being dumped in the land, say toxic waste, which is deteriorating the land quality. Maybe the land loses its fertility. All those harmful effects are done to the land. Then again, that land does not remains fertile for the farmers to grow crops. So that is again a harmful effect of the land pollution. It degrades the quality of that land, is again one of the harmful effects, because that part of land gets wasted. So this is how these are the various types of pollutions. Now, when we are talking about types of pollution, and when we are talking about causes of pollution, and when we are talking about environment protection, we need to know how to control the pollution and what is the need for pollution control. If we talk about from the business point of view, a business is in the society, it is running in the society, it is getting all its resources from the society, and it has to stay in that society only. Now, if business starts polluting the environment and it starts degrading the quality of that particular area, that particular society in which it is existing, then what will happen? The area, the surroundings, the working climate for the business will also deteriorate, because it has to survive in that area only, and if it has deteriorated the environment, it has to survive in that deteriorated environment. So for that point of view, for the business, not only to get good resources but also to survive in a good place, it needs pollution control. And also it is getting all those precious resources and all those environment quality will affect the well-being of the business. So business has to avoid the pollution. And another reason for avoiding the business avoiding the pollution is that if business starts polluting the area, polluting the society, and people around it gets against the business, customers get against the business, suppliers get against the business will have to face all those problems of when people get turned against the business. So to avoid all that criticism, to maintain its good public image, for that reason also business has to protect the environment.
And one of the very essential reasons is that business is the organ of the society. It has to fulfill its social responsibility. It cannot just avoid it, because if it has to stay in the society, it has to keep the society happy also. Now, there are various kinds of social responsibility. What are those kinds? Economic social responsibility, legal social responsibility, ethical social responsibility, and discretionary social responsibility. These are the 4 kinds of social responsibility a business needs to fulfill. What is economic social responsibility? The responsibility of the business to produce good quality of goods, to provide better services at right cost, does not exploit the consumers, and to sell at a bit of profit, so that when business will earn profit, it will expand. When it will expand, it will create employment opportunities, it will give job to more of the people, utilization of resources will be more. So this is an economic responsibility of a business, that it produce goods and services in good quality, in good quantity, and it fulfills the need of the society. That is, the goods and services which are produced are actually required by the society and not just a waste or a burden on the society. So such goods have to be produced and they have to be sold, and the business should earn profit. That is again its social responsibility, because when business will not earn profit, it will not expand, and it will not expand, it will not create opportunities for various sectors. So for that, economic responsibility is required. Legal responsibility means there are so many laws in the country which are governing the business. There are so many laws which are governing the society. There are criminal laws and various sorts of business laws are there. So all those has to be kept in mind. Business had to adhere with those provisions which are in those laws, so that there is no unnecessary government intervention, there is no problem in the society, no criminal activities are taking place from the part of the business. All those have to be kept in mind. Ethical responsibility means there are areas in which there are not laws. For example, there are religious sentiments of the people, and law does not define how a religion should operate, how a religion should act, and how a business should act in consideration with those religions. But then those are the social standards of the society. A business should not hurt the religious sentiments of the people. So this is a kind of an ethical responsibility that in areas where there are no laws prescribed, where actually there are not any laws, still in those areas the behavior of the business should be such which is expected by the society and not against any religion or not against the sentiments of the people. Discretionary social responsibility means the voluntary obligations which the business undertakes. That is, again here nothing is defined, nothing is said. It is just on the part of the business that okay, they undertake charity, they help the needy, they start organizations which are helping the people who are actually in need. They are like say for example donating in certain orphanage or certain areas. So all these are the voluntary obligations which a business should undertake. So these are all the kinds of social responsibilities. Now, social responsibility of a business is towards various groups, various interest holders. So you can say a business has to fulfill its social responsibility towards first its shareholders,